Hello and welcome back to the RGD podcast, Season 2.
Season 2.
We made it.
Season 2. RGD 23, right?
RGD 2023.
2023. And it's not like 23 and Me, where you go and find out that your grandpa or grandpa's grandpa was super racist and owned slaves.
Yeah, that's just awkward.
No. All love here. All love.
This is much more make it sound like a droid from Star Wars. 2023.
Yeah.
You know, RGD 2023.
Yeah.
Probably got some important content hidden in a map somewhere in its chest.
Or if you spell boobs on a calculator and turn it upside down, that's pretty fun too.
Yeah. Good.
That's the first video game.
Oh, Andy, what episode are we on?
112.
Okay,
It
sounds
is
legit.
pretty close. Season 2, Episode 1, and we're back in the RGD basement, and we're excited for this year because we got a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's really we've rebranded a rebrand, so kind of a soft launch to a hard launch from last year, and I want to kick it off real spicy. And Andy, I want to ask you something personal.
Oh, okay. Shoot. I'm an open book.
What would you do if your dick was a batarang?
A batarang?
And here's why I ask.
Okay.
Because a long time ago, somebody told me that when cats have sex, the cat's penis has barbs, and then it like grabs on. And every single time in my head, I thought that's like a batarang or a catarang.
Okay.
And so now every time you think of batarangs, you're gonna think of cat penises.
Well, I'd probably hit that spot better. I wouldn't have to try as hard. That's for sure.
Do you think it would go in like a grappling hook? Like, you know, like as it came back?
I mean, it's gotta go in, so it's gotta like retract or something. Like,
So can you control it? Yeah, it's like some sort
is
of...
it like their claws? Like when their claws come out, it just like opens and shuts.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like it's like a slinky. It just goes around the corner or it goes down steps. Like you can do a
just all
bunch
over
of
the
stuff
place.
with it, you know.
I mean, it does generally come from a utility belt, which
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, would that be a strap-on though, right? Utility belt.
potentially depends who's using it, I think.
Okay.
And on that note, welcome back to RGD 2023. We want to have a little bit more fun this year. And we've got a lot of stuff on the way, which has been exciting. We met a couple weeks ago, and all of us kind of brought what we thought our best was to RGD, including, first and foremost, our newest member, the AI wizard Walt, who may or may not exist.
Still never met him.
He's an AI.
He's
designed to run RGD.
Yeah.
Well, last night Andy's theory was that it's actually just you, Luke,
And pretending to
to be two different people.
Like, it's not getting too close to the truth.
The truth is out there.
Just gonna say, I've
Truth
never
is
seen
out
both
there.
of them in the same room before.
That's fair. But we're happy to have Walt on. If you watched our intro, you see his work is already on display. The dude is absolutely incredible, and so we're excited to have him on the team and to play some games with him.
For sure.
So today I want to talk about a few different things. I want to talk about what you felt went well from last year. We'll share some of our plans from the future and what you're most excited about for the next year. And I want to start with our CEO.
That would be me.
Andy.
Yeah, I felt last year we were getting the bones set up with this whole thing. Like, you know, we did some live events; those went pretty well. People had fun. We dabbled into podcasting, you know, and we're like, yeah, this is something we want to do more of, you know, more frequently. So we got, you know, as well as you did, you know, we got Walt, and he's going to be that editor for it. So hopefully we're able to bang out that content more frequent. We're looking at what, two episodes a month. Right?
One episode a month is what we're shooting for.
One episode a month. Okay, one episode a month, and then eventually, it's one episode a month. Yeah, for sure.
Then
We might get a
Then 1.5.
and then 400 a year.
and then Jesus.
Content machine, Andy.
Right. So it was basically the beginnings of what we wanted to work up towards, and I think a little bit more every year, as much as we can handle, and just when we get to that threshold, just trying to perfect it, tighten it up, making things look more professional, sound more professional. See what works and what doesn't. So I think it's a process, and you can't just jump in and expect everything to be good right away. So I think in the last couple of years that we've been doing it, we've made some pretty exponential gains to where we want to be. So I think that I'm happy with that, and I think that that's what's gone pretty well.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
Being the not so tech savvy person that I am, and I don't even still know how Google Drive really works. Taking on
100 years old.
He is the RGD elder. He is the oldest one.
I'm so old. I'm so tired. It's like bedtime, guys. Like 50 minutes around.
We need dinner at 2:45.
But no, taking the jump into getting the Discord going. I know it was something we had kind of talked about even a couple years ago, but we really wanted to keep our focus on Facebook at the time because that's where a majority of our
That's a growing platform.
or our group went to. And but just taking that jump into that to try to see what we could do with it, and seeing how I think it's in a way grown better than what our Facebook has. I mean, it's nice having that for to share articles, to have conversations about. But with Discord, it's just so much easier to talk to everybody and anyone about whenever you want to, So it's like, I think that's just that to me was, I think, our the best thing that we did last year, and glad
I agree.
we decided to give it a shot.
100%. Rob runs our Discord and does a great job.
Hintonian 19.
Yeah, and we got spicy memes. We talk about all the like PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. Talk about our community events. We got people posting deals on there, workarounds of how. They got certain things because stuff's expensive. If you hadn't realized it, inflation. But I mean, posting the deals, posting workarounds. Hey, how is this game? Oh, that's great. And just having general discussions. It's fantastic. Our Facebook is good too for people who want to do that. But and I think that's our social media platform of choice, just because we are all on it. But our Discord's where the stuff is at.
Yeah,
so
I feel like Facebook is a nice, because it's another social media touch point, and we post different and separate stuff there too, right? Like everything that goes on Facebook doesn't go on Discord and vice versa. So it's useful if you're stuck at work and you need some Facebook stuff. Like go for it. It's worth looking at. But that is flip flopped big time from previous years to this year, that it's like no, our goal is community engagement. Like, we want to hang out with everybody
100%.
and play games. That's what everybody wants to do. We all want to go back to like our couch co-op days and just kick it with our friends and bullshit about games. That's what happens on Discord. Like that's the spot that I go when I have a question about something, or if I want to like if I'm like on the fence about something, or I don't know, like I asked about rechargeable Xbox controllers. And I was like, I have no idea who else I should ask. I could Google all this stuff, and I just like, Discord. Yeah. What do you guys think? And I got tons of excellent advice right away. It's like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
It's a collective of knowledge and experience.
For sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Luke?
In secret time, when I get sad, as people do.
Come to Discord.
Well, no, seriously. I go to Discord, and I actually see what people, because there are people just actively just in the background, just talking about certain things, and I'm like, oh, I wonder, or do I have a question I could post out there? And normally, you get a bunch of people that jump in there, and I'm just like, this is cool. I don't feel alone. I don't feel sad.
You're not alone.
I mean, God forbid I do anything with my wife or children. But
No, leave your families. Come join the Discord. And like the
Yeah.
heart and the soul, like get under the hood of RGD, and that's where you're gonna find the heart and the soul is in the Discord chat. Like
For
that's I go there daily. I don't always post, but I love just reading about the things people are doing, the conversations happening, all the different memes that Rob will share. Like it's a spicy
Well, and it's
place.
nice too because it keeps it more of a private conversation too. Like, because Facebook, if you're friends with people, they can see what you're posting on, what you're talking about, unless it's a private page. Where like, you can be a little more adult talking on Discord because you're not worried about your grandmother reading.
yeah, especially Rob gets banned every few weeks, so
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
Yeah.
boy nipples or something. Yeah.
You just get to
Really
go
good
in
at
there
that.
and be J dot 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 right and just hop in and laugh with everybody and like the people in there you actually know them right because it's like we just got done gaming with these people and so they get the sense of humor and you don't have to worry about your grandma.
Yeah.
Unless she wants to join, then by all means.
Your grandma is offensive.
Oh yeah, no, it's becoming a culture, its own separate culture, and that's
Yeah.
what I really love about it. I think the two big things from last year that I really enjoyed was that we tried so many new different things. It was just so cool that we really decided to extend our reach from what we had done in the first like 3 to 4 years. So there's a lot of growth that happened. Adding AI Walt. There's been a lot of dynamics are evolving as we're like one of those Pokemon that goes through like those weird, awkward teenage stages until they get to the super cool final form. We're gonna reach that final form.
it's that second one. The second one's not great at all.
No, it's always like, what is this?
First one's cute.
Yeah.
Second
It's
one
like,
is
yeah.
just like, oh my
Get
god.
through the 20 levels,
And the
let's
third one's
level
like,
up
that's
again.
terrifying and beautiful.
Yeah. It's like a natural disaster.
Right,
What was your
right.
second one?
The community. Like when we were in the basement here and we did the 24-hour stream last year, there were so many people here. It was a goddamn party. It was amazing.
It was
I had
fantastic.
so much fun. That was the most fun.
That's with the live events that we did last year. I know we're all championing Discord, but you said we tried a lot of different things, and doing some more of the live stuff that we did, I thought that was really fun because by the time we got into the 24-hour stream, then people were like, "Oh yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll come hang out." It was
Yeah.
like each one that we did had a few more people and a few more people and a few more people, and that's been awesome. When people show up, it's so much cooler for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and so you can also kind of parlay it off of we did a lot of different things, which is something that we hope to do this year as well. We should probably share some of those things.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. With the podcast, the thing that I'm most looking forward to for the next year is we're gonna throw a lot of different things at you guys. We hope that you listen and we hope that you give us a lot of feedback so that we know what you are liking, what you want to see more of, how interactive we want to be able to make the podcast. I think that's something for the future of this year and especially in this podcast that I'm very, very excited for. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of little like different bits and segments and things that we'll come out with, and some of them might hit, some of them might miss, but this is awkward teenage evolution. And so we're going to keep throwing a lot of different stuff and kind of see what sticks.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys enjoy the ride as much as we enjoy.
I'm staying
It's
with
gonna be awesome.
the cute first stage because I refuse to evolve.
You're actually going to de-evolve into the baby
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
He's a base Pokemon kind of guy.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? What do you think as far as the sharing some stuff that you have planned for this next year?
Plan for this year. Well, we used to be kind of, we did a lot more of like charity streams and stuff like that, but now from that and begging you for money, we're going towards and focusing on community, like everyone had said before. So like even if we do, I'm looking forward to the live events for sure that we got coming up. We've got stuff. We've got planning on one that's family friendly, like out at the park. We're watching like some Sonic movies on a projector, having some having some chili cheese dogs or whatever. Like, that'll be dope.
Chili competition.
Yeah, I mean, just something like that in that vein. More one at Back Pocket, probably more adult oriented, because that was some feedback that we got from last year that they're like, oh, there's a bunch of kids up there, whatever, and they're like, I'm not gonna come up here,
Yeah.
Not that we didn't appreciate all the kids coming, for sure we did, but I figured at a bar, maybe a little bit close to that time where it's where kids can't.
We waffled on that a little bit, back and forth of like, well, should kids be there? Should they not be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we ultimately landed on let's do a family function.
For sure, and that one can be more for the adults. The other one can be more for kids and families and stuff like that, focusing around that and just once again seeing what works, how people interact. I'm super excited for that. And all the Discord stuff that we're all kind of putting together here, these individual just like hangouts, getting to try different games that we normally wouldn't, or that we've wanted to but really haven't made the plunge yet. I mean, we've got a lot of people on the Discord that are like, oh hell yeah, that game's on Game Pass? Oh well, we should all play that then,
for sure.
So that's the fun thing.
Luke, what do you have planned? What do you want to share about this year for RGD 2023?
So we haven't talked too much about this yet. I'm still in the thinking phase, and I'm kind of talking with Walt. But I want to do some creative content for us, and I want to see where that can take us. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but like you were mentioning skits and bits and stuff, like either through the podcast or other means of like recording. But I've got some ideas, and I'm just kind of like ruminating on those right now. But like even like interactive games at some of our events, like we've got some things that we've been throwing around, and I want to see what we can do this year, just to kind of make it more community oriented. Just another layer of RGD that people can interact with would be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're just here to have fun with this.
Have fun.
That's what games are about.
This year, what are you excited to bring to RGD?
I'm excited to actually. There's something I'm working on, and I'm aiming for the month of May for it. So you guys will just have to keep an eye out for that. To make it like a series of things as opposed to just being a one-off thing. So instead of just being like, hey, this night we're going to play this game, hopefully you can join, where it's going to be like a weekly thing, and at the end of the month, hopefully, it'll all tie together in a pretty cool way. So that's kind of my plan for that, which also kind of piggybacks off something I'm trying to do for where I work, where I want to put together like a game night for the school, and have families and the kids come in, and very similar to our Back Pocket event, where we'll have just have like a family fun night, just to kind of see how it goes, and if it goes well, I kind of got some other ideas brewing in my head of how I'd like to evolve that even more to take it, to a bigger setting.
You mean get the kids into the bars, right?
Let's get some kids drunk.
Well, you can take that out.
Just rub some whiskey on their gums.
But yeah, and then not to mirror too much about the Discord, but just trying to do a monthly, at least once a month, hopefully maybe twice a month, just a night to play games, or just whether it's all playing the same thing or just getting on and just bullshitting with each other while we just play our own separate things, because I think. Being busy people and parents and things like that, sometimes like if you're kind of like you have something coming up to say like, hey, that night I'm putting that aside to make sure I get that time to play, which is always really good too. So so just keep an eye out for May. So we'll be coming up in May.
He's all about that Discord.
Yeah,
I love it.
You're more about that Discord than Megan was about that bass.
Jeez, that's
nice.
Yeah,
you're
very
welcome.
good. Yeah.
As we get going here, Luke, what's the thing that I want to know what you guys are all individually most excited about, right? Try to be specific here, but what's the thing this year that you're personally most excited for?
Hanging out with everyone who we've like brought into the nucleus of RGD. Like through the Discord and the community events and playing games with each other, like we've made a lot of friends over the past year.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like my whole like friend level has just increased exponentially just with all the different people that we interact with now.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to like interact with all these people directly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Andy?
For the longest time, I've wanted like a standing game night with a certain game that I really love. Normally, that would be an MMO, like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever.
Is that critically acclaimed?
It's
Sure is.
so many awards.
Tell us more.
Ridiculous. It has a free trial.
You could just wind him up.
Up to level 60, unrestricted.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, we've got a standing game night for Divinity 2 that we do on Wednesday nights.
That was
Me,
ridiculous
you,
last night.
yeah, that was so much fun. So finding a game like that and doing it with different members, like I'm hoping that maybe Sea of Thieves could potentially be something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I'm excited to kind of sift through that and maybe find that game. I was hoping that Monster Hunter might be that game. And now it's on Game Pass, Rise. So I'm like seeing what we could get a solid group for regularly, you know, and kind of keep that for a while, and then maybe when something else comes on, maybe that group will move on to something else. That's what I love that, because I like with games, I like seeing a progression, you know, like not just like I mean, in other games that are like one-off, like, you know, like a Fortnite or whatever, like those are Mario Kart, those are super fun, but I'm a big RPG guy, you know, and I always think that an MMO too will probably be something that I will always play sometime at one point in my life, and I'll go back and forth in between them, but I love to see that.
Are you in WoW right now?
I'm in WoW right now, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Didn't see that one coming.
and Dragonflight's been great, but anyways, I just want to get I just think with a group of people and progress together and be like, oh, and try and, you know, and just have a good time. Yeah. Like that's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping something like that sticks, you know.
For sure.
Rob?
I'm most excited in seeing how not only all of our endeavors, but just my endeavors in this big brain thing I have building right now. I'm just excited to see it work, because I feel like it's exciting because I don't know what I'm doing. I have an idea of what I'm doing, and I'm kind of stepping outside that comfort zone of what I would normally want to do to try to make it something that's cool and something that's awesome that people not only are like interested in, but like will continue to inspire other people to be interested in, you know. Like we kind of talked a little bit, me and Andy, about, you know, just like the idea of word of mouth. Like if somebody shows up to something like the Fortnite event we did, you know, where we did the V-Bucks cards giveaway, which I still got to get you.
You're in my pocket. So many V-Bucks.
But like just the idea of being like, oh, that was pretty cool that they did that. And not to say like every time we do a thing we're gonna give away stuff,
right.
but like it's cool to think that, oh, maybe if they're hosting something cool, like if it's a game you're already playing anyway, and you can potentially get something for playing the game you already play, it's more incentive
nice.
to join it. So so yeah, I'm just excited to see how everything goes this year. Hopefully the podcasting will become more frequently and work out better than what we've done in the past. And, you know, just the more in-person events. And just to kind of keep the ball rolling, and hopefully we don't hit a plateau, and we can, you know, we just still keep going with it, and, you know, don't slow.
And that's mine is the diversity of content that we're coming out with this year, right? Like we took all the little bits of stuff that we tried last year, and we've just built upon it, right? And just made it a little bit better, sharper, and the big word Andy said at when we all got together for burritos, consistency, right? And it's like we've all individually done a better job of being like, okay, from the get-go, like here's what I'm planning, right? Like we're not just going like, oh, hey, dude, should we play something on Discord like tomorrow? He's like, no, like Rob's planning events 2 weeks out. He's got one planned for May, you know? And so it makes it so much easier for us to diversify that content when everything's pre-planned and we've got those ideas, and then to be able to follow through on them, right? We can be way more consistent because we all actually like have put this stuff together. We've crafted it this year rather than just putting it together.
I've made Rob use a Google Calendar, and that was really hard for
He used
him.
a Google Calendar, and he's 100.
Yeah. And I just want to say, as I guess the CEO, I do this thing because I'm like, yeah, what's that really mean in this whole thing? But I started this thing or whatever and initiated and kind of moved forward with it. But like each one of these guys, even AI Walt, okay. I'm super proud of you guys for your roles and how you dove into them, and we all have busy lives, families. I mean, this fucking Josh is a doctor, for God's sakes.
Chiropractor.
I mean, still a doctor. Come on.
Ghost
come on.
bones. Ghost
bones.
I mean, he's probably a couple notches above a dentist, okay?
You know what?
So
you know what? I will take that because that made me so much happier, that podcast, because now I'm part doctor, part Ghostbuster.
There you go.
So, and just how you guys jumped into your roles and how everything's kind of taken off, it's good. I feel comfortable, and that's what I feel like. That's most CEOs are like, hey, we give people the structure, and we say this is what we want to do, and we put our trust in these people, and then hopefully they deliver and kind of go and do the things that they're supposed to do. And like, I don't really have to get a whole lot of hands-on, with this.
You're gonna try to retire.
You guys, because I am also old. No, because you guys know what you're doing, okay, and you're passionate about it and you're invested in it, okay, and that's what. There were times where I'm like, is not so much last year, but maybe the year before, where I'm like, I don't know where this is going, But we've got a clear focus. We know we've got a bunch of stuff that we've got planned. That more details are coming out as things get going, and it can only get better from here.
Oh man, thank you, and thank everybody.
The community.
Yeah, hopefully you're still with us here in 20 some odd minutes into the first podcast of the year, but. That's a little bit reciprocal, right? Like, we all are here of our own volition. Like, you're never barking at us to be like, make sure you get this thing done. It's like, no, I like doing this stuff.
Right.
I love, like, thinking about video games and reading about them. And for a while, like, between grad school and now, like, my gaming dipped quite a bit because I just didn't have anybody that was actively gaming with me, around me. Like, you get done playing a kick-ass game and you have nobody to tell or nobody to talk about it, nobody who cares about that. Like, it doesn't really inspire you to pick up the controller, and so it's like, you're like, wow, you guys helped make this a lot better, and it's like, yeah, man, but this has lifted my gaming experience, and I love it probably as much as any point that I have in my life, and it's because of you guys.
That's awesome. And you hear that for all these people who are like, I don't have time to game, I wish I did, or maybe I could, whatever, come join us. I mean, some of us, play, especially on the Discord, they play games more than others, but like, I can speak for most of us. I mean, we are fairly casual, with it. I mean, because we are so busy in our day-to-day, that I think that there's some people that say like, oh, I don't have time for games, or like, oh, it's a waste of time or whatever. And I don't think that at all. I mean, especially when it's seeing what we're doing, building this community, like it gives people a sense of, like I said before, like if I felt sad or whatever, like I would go and be like, hey, this is something I can go to this community and just feel a little bit better. It's nice. I love it.
The Discord is very much let me see what my friends are up to.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
So, I think that wraps us up for the first episode. Thanks for being with us for real. Not just for the podcast, but being a part of the community, because it doesn't happen without people showing up for it. And so, if you've joined us for something, tell a friend, invite somebody else. This is not some exclusive club. We just want it to be fun. We want everybody. We were talking about before we started hitting record. It was like, what do you want the feeling to be? Andy, and we landed on, we want this to feel like you're in the basement with us, right? I hope you put this shit on when you're doing nothing, when you're sitting and you want to like go zone out and play a game and just listen to a podcast in the background. Like, that's when I hope you turn it on, and I hope you join us to laugh and hopefully get somewhat informed on something, maybe to learn more about
A batarang.
as a dick. A batarang as a dick.
Comes back around.
I know,
It
but
comes
wasn't-
back around, yeah.
You said about a batarang. Don't make it sound so pedestrian.
Are you going to drop questions like that all the time? Like, do I?
Well, I don't. Maybe.
Okay.
Wait, another
certainly
follow-up
can.
question to that question, though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Does it disconnect from your body?
I don't know.
Or do
It's
you
your
fly
batarang
around
dick,
with
you
it like
tell me.
Quagmire in a strip club?
Yeah, no.
Because if it I don't think I'd like that.
I think
if
there's
it
like a rope attached to the end of it that shoots out like a grappling hook.
Okay.
If you squeeze
So what was the
balls, it
original
retracts.
question? Like, what would I do with it? Is that what?
No, I mean just how would you feel?
How would I feel? I mean, I'd see what the capabilities are for sure. I mean, maybe I might become a superhero. Who knows?
Can you swing by it? That's my
You
next.
gotta
that's
stay
my
away from
question.
schools.
I would.
yeah,
I mean,
for
this,
sure.
it's bad. This
Purely
is,
nighttime.
this is Dark Knight quality, Dick. You know, so you can. Of course, it's gonna work however you want it to.
Also, what's my bat symbol at night? Is it just a giant curved dick? Like,
The bat tip.
Is this the letter J? No, that's not the letter J.
Well, thank you for being here. Join us in the Discord if you haven't. Our YouTube channel, you'll be seeing a lot more content. So go and hit subscribe. And we will be back in our next episode to talk about game development cycles because shit's getting out of control. Maybe. Stuff's getting delayed. Nobody knows when anything's coming out. So we'll talk about the game development cycle and how we would fix it. Until then, RGD out.
Peace.